Hey, what's going on? What's happening? It's your girl T. I am back, and I figured since I did that interview, I feel really pumped up still. But let me get comfortable in my chair. Anyway, so did the interview, and she was telling me that the footage, we lost some of the footage, and that it wouldn't let her save the live and stuff like that. So I figured I would come and do a really quick recap, really briefly, on just like the tips for getting into reselling. If you are a new reseller, or you are thinking about getting into reselling, then this video is for you. Welcome aboard. Nextly, that's not even next. Okay, let's get into these tips that I wrote down. All right, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 quick tips. All right. So the first tip I had shared was to try again. If you know me, I've been reselling for 3 years now, officially 3 years as of September 7th ish, something like that. My eBay sent me like the notification. I've been officially a reseller on eBay for 3 years now. Yes, in that time I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. I've quit a lot. I have started over a lot. I've slowed down a lot. I've scaled up and scaled down. So it's really about finding out what works for me, and I did. So now I can share with you what I have learned, and that's what I hope to do on my YouTube channel, IG, etc. To be more consistent, which I did bring up to her, that I need to be more consistent with my posting and sharing stuff, because I've learned a lot. I've made mistakes this year. See those toys behind me? That was a mistake. So let's keep going. Start small, work your way up. All right. Thrift stores are your friend. I know this because when I first started out, I ran out of stuff to sell around my house. eBay first gave me my first limit. I think it was like 10 items. And then I sold those items. And then I think my next one was like 25 or 50, something like that. Because I didn't want to commit to a store right off the bat. And then finally I made the leap and decided to go ahead and commit to a store around October. Again, this is still in 2017. And then that's when I found, was it October or November that I found her? I think it was October or November that I found Coach D or Dallas Gordon. I will link her stuff or whatever. She's really amazing. And when it came to coaching and all that stuff. Anyways, mom duties. Now, like I was saying, so thrift stores are your friend. When I ran out of inventory, I went to the thrift store, and then I got on YouTube, and a lot of research was talking about outlet stores. I was like, what the hell is an outlet store? First of all, so I learned really quickly that the outlet stores are also my friends. Also, Goodwills with color tag sales, Goodwills with 99-cent days, and Goodwills that want to get rid of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they're not gonna price some dang on jeans at $20 or whatever, which happens a lot because those just end up in the outlet stores. And guess who picks those up? I do, and other resellers, because we save those items from going to landfills. Another reason I love reselling. Okay, so next, don't be afraid of small profits. As I was saying in the video, when I first started reselling, my profits were literally at $5, and I was excited because of course I had a full-time job, but I was excited just to make a profit. You know, I'm paying, at the time, this is when I didn't really understand like ASP, paying up, paying down, etc. If I paid $5 for a pair of jeans at Goodwill, and then I turned around and I sold them for $10, $15, I was excited. You know why? Because I've made a profit after fees and stuff. I've made my profit. And it was worth it to me going on like that for a while. So I would always consistently try to pay no more than $4 or $5 for an item. Sell it for $10 to $15 when I first started out. And I also did a lot of auctions when I first started out. So I would pay, I think, 99 cents per pound at one of the Goodwills in Vancouver. This one I lived in Vancouver. And then I would go home and flip those items, and those are the items that I pushed to auction. So I didn't care how much they sold for, because at the time I was focused on building my reviews, building my store, and just getting my feet wet and understanding the business. So sometimes I would make little mistakes, such as not charging for shipping. I would make mistakes such as undercharging for shipping. I would make mistakes such as not looking at the products really, really well. Like even recently, I did the same thing where I inspected the item front, back, and forgot to inspect the inside, and it was a stain. Or I picked up this really beautiful, beautiful coat, and it had a rip on the side that I had not noticed because everything else was in pristine condition. And it was like this wool tweed texture. It's like vintage. It's really, really nice. I'm actually gonna see if I can take it to the cleaners and if they can repair it for me, because this jacket is amazing. I love it. Okay, next. Find sellers in the community that you resonate with. If you resonate with their energy and stuff like that, look at them, study them, and a lot of times they're really, really helpful and will give you tips. For me, I don't really like talk to a lot of other resellers as much as I probably should, because I don't want to say I'm shy. I don't know how to put it, but the common thing would be shy, because I don't talk to people unless I really know them. Okay? But I studied a lot of resellers even before I've invested into other resellers' businesses. What's her name? It was quite a few of like the top resellers that I used to follow, and they're really, really big now. And I would buy inventory from them. The problem that I had is that they were big resellers, so I didn't understand why I was getting crap inventory from them. And I would literally get those boxes, open them up, and there might be 2 good items out of a box, and I've just paid them $50. I think the most I paid one of the resellers was like $150. And I had those items. I still have items. I finally sent them to Thread Up this year, because I'm like, it's been 2 years and this stuff hasn't sold, but you are, don't let that stuff fool you. Okay, make sure that when you're buying inventory that you look at people that you can trust, but also do your due diligence and research. Another thing, when it comes to the different ways you can get inventory, I do wholesale, I do retail arbitrage, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Maybe not, because you're new here. Retail arbitrage. I might be saying that wrong. Whatever. Anyways, buy stuff from a retail store, okay? On sale. So, yeah, I used to do retail arbitrage a whole lot. I kind of scaled back because I really love wholesaling. I love thrifting. Those are my 2 favorite things. Even if you want wholesaling, you have to be careful of who you're buying your stuff from, because I did buy something when I first started out. I put a lot of money into this business. When I first started out, I bought something and it sat around for months. That was not the goal. But I learned my lesson with wholesaling is to do the research. I don't like mystery boxes when it comes to wholesaling. And I learned my final lesson this year, thankfully. I ordered a pallet. I love Wholesale Ninjas, so that's a good plug too. I love Wholesale Ninjas. I went with the unmanifested palette, and I made a mistake because, yeah, I got a lot of toys, and I'm not a toy seller. That's not something I like doing. But I have well, you can't see all of them because I kind of hid them away in the closet. I'm going to take a big box. I've decided already to load up one box and just take it and donate it to Toys for Tots. Because I know Christmas is coming around. I can donate that stuff to the kids. You know what I mean? Kids who are going to appreciate it and all that good stuff. And I'm probably going to do the same thing with the rest of the toys, because, kids love slime. They love board games and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to take that stuff and donate it. That's what I mean when I say I make mistakes. I still make mistakes. But for me, I was talking to my mom, and I told her, I said, you know what? At this rate in my business, I should still be willing to take risk and take those chances. And that's exactly what I did when I ordered a unmanifested palette. I will not be doing that again, because I did not like the surprise I got. But I do like getting their other manifested palettes, their personal care items. Those do really well for me. And then I like to bulk them up and sell them into like mystery lots, except they're not so mystery lots because I kind of show pictures of everything that's inside the box. But I just put it in one big box and sell it like that in bulk. Next, I think that requires a whole nother video. The difference between buying from the store, thrifting, wholesaling, because I've done it all. I'll make another video about that. Make a mental note of that. Okay. Next, start with your things around the house that you can sell. Even just this year alone, or even last year after my divorce, I was trying to sell everything I could get my hands on when it came to my stuff. So what I did was, I sold old clothes, I sold games, I sold electronics, everything or whatever. I even sold like some stuff locally. And then when I started over to, I sold that stuff on Marketplace, and then I would take it and then go sourcing with that money or use it for whatever I needed to. So yeah. Even my daughters, they have a lot of old clothes. I would take that stuff, bulk it up. For kids clothing, I would put like 5 items per lot, or I would do 10 to 15 items per lot if it was a lot, because I would price those ones higher. But if it wasn't like a lot of stuff, I would just do 5 items, $10 to $15, and it would sell really quickly that way. What else? Order free shipping supplies, because you don't want to get caught without those supplies, especially if you need it. Like the example I gave in the video. If you have a 500 item store, but you only have enough shipping supplies for 100 items, that is not good. Especially when it comes to those seasons where sales tend to increase a lot. You're going to find yourself ordering a lot of supplies if you don't stock up beforehand. And then don't just order the free shipping supplies. Go ahead and invest into your business and order the poly mailers and stuff, but you can get wholesale on Amazon. Some resellers like to store their items in Ziploc bags. I like to store them in these clear, I don't have any in here right now. I like to store them in these clear bags, so that way after I literally just pull it out of the bin. Matter of fact, and I do apologize for my girls screaming in the background. They like to play, they like to scream when they play, but I am a single mom, so I don't really I don't stop just to tell them, hey, quiet down. They are kids. I understand that kids can be loud sometimes, so yeah, that's kind of a normal thing in my house. I have 2 daughters and they like to squeal, but I'm pretty much in this process talking about how I package things, and I love including handwritten notes in each package when I package. That makes the person want to come back and shop with you some more. But yeah, and yeah, I take this and I would throw it in here, or the shoebox, or whatever it's gonna fit in, or ship the cheapest based off which platform it's on. And then I also like to do, this is like my desk, but this is my shipping stuff is all underneath this desk. And then I like to have my bubble wrap DVDs. I like to wrap DVDs and books, surprisingly, based off the type of book it is, just to protect it from, rain or anything leaking or whatever. Plus DVDs too, because it gives them that extra cushion, because stuff does get thrown around in the post office. What else? The last tip I have for you, and this video is getting kind of long, I'm so sorry. The last tip I have for you is to check your local stores for deals. If you want to sell clothing items, do the research, do your due diligence. Bread and butter items, you're going to hear that term a lot in the resale community. Bread and butter items are things like your mall items, and they do sell. Some resellers don't like those small profit margins, but I say when you're trying to build up your store, build up your reviews, become a reliable seller, a trusted seller that people can trust, do those bread and butter items. And plus, they still work really well for me and for a lot of other sellers. Because we can have those high-end items in our stores, but we have those bread and butter items that will sell consistently. And since I've gone back to my bread and butter items, my store is seeing consistent sales daily. Whereas when I focus on only wholesaling and high-end items, I would get a couple sales a week. But now that I'm back to my bread and butter, I'm seeing, seeing sales, even if it's just 2 sales a day. Those 2 sales tend to be bundled items, or they tend to be in the range that helps, pay for the expenses that I need to pay for. Where are you going? But yeah, check out Clothes Mentor, Plato's Closet, etc. I know Clothes Mentor is really, really good about having you'll notice those stores when they're having their 70% off sales or 90% off. They're trying to clear out inventory because they're getting in new inventory. So you definitely want to go check those out, because you can use those items in your store, even to just build your store up. But if you have any questions for me, If you want to know anything about being a single mom and reselling and how I'm gonna turn this into, or how I am turning this into a 6-figure business for myself and my kiddos, then just follow me and I'll share what I can and answer what I can. And eventually I'll go over how much I've made to date with reselling. But again, I used to only do part-time reselling, so this year is my first year of officially calling myself a full-time reseller, because last year I still had a job. You gotta have to wait, baby. Stick doesn't go on there. That's for mommy's no, this is a bracelet thing holder for when I am showing off the jewelry for the website. So I have another business too, but yeah, we'll talk about that, all that good stuff another time. So yeah, I am the Resell Mom. Thanks for tuning in. Peace, love, and blessings. Bye.